I wish I could make reaction videos, but I was born in 1956. I've heard all these songs. What could I possibly react to?
I was worth it, found my purpose, ran from the abyss to the surface, the reward constantly working.
Hey whippersnappers, Brian here to Boomer Reacts. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, thanks for checking me out. I listen to rap and hip-hop songs using lyric videos, and then I let you know what I thought about them. So as you can see, I'm going to be reacting to Brooklyn's Finest by Jay-Z featuring Biggie. It's just a song I pulled off of the request list. I'm just going to read a little about the song, and then we'll get the reaction. Jay-Z's debut album Reasonable Doubt was released by Rockefeller in June of '96. The album spawned 4 singles, none of which reached the top 40. Dead Presidents, Ain't No, Can't Knock the Hustle, and Feelin' It. Jay-Z and Notorious B.I.G.'s smooth mic-passing routines on Brooklyn's Finest made this song one of the standout moments from Reasonable Doubt. Brooklyn's Finest was also a major milestone for a then independent artist who had begun to make waves with singles like In My Lifetime. Ironically, the MCs had never met each other before, and it was DJ Clark Kent who did the honors. Biggie had accidentally heard Clark's flip of Ecstasy by the Ohio Players and wanted it for himself, but Clark insisted that it was for Jay. Big was adamant and said, "I need to be on that record." Despite Biggie's insistence, Clark had no intention of facilitating the collaboration. He says, "I still don't know what made me say, all right, just come to the studio and wait in the car while I talk to Jay. So I get in the studio, I lay the beat, Jay goes in and he does the whole song," unquote. The track Kent did for Jay was originally going to be called No More Mr. Nice Guy or Once We Get Started. So a record titled Brooklyn's Finest was not even being contemplated at its inception. It wasn't until after the record was done that Clark casually suggested, "Yo, you should let Big on this track." Yeah. Jay was like, "Well, we don't know him." And Clark was like, "Well, you know that I know him." Clark then excused himself from the session, acted like he was going to the bathroom, and came back moments later with Big, who had retrieved from the car. When he came back to the studio with Big, Clark says the whole room laughed and goes, "You a funny, Even if they were to agree to the collaboration, Jay-Z and Dame Dash did not expect it to happen that day. Dame did not want to pay the customary royalties and fees that accompanied the participation of a major artist like Biggie on the record. And he was like, "Nah, fuck that, because we ain't giving money to no puff." Jay rewrote his rhyme on the spot, but Biggie was not prepared to follow him. Kent says after some small talk, Jay stood there for 20 to 25 minutes listening to the beat, and then goes in the booth and does what you hear and comes back out and goes, "Are you ready?" And Big's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then Big looks at me and goes, "What the fuck did he just do?" After Clark explained to Biggie that Jay wrote rhymes in his head, curiously a trait that often was attributed to Big, Clark says Biggie responded, "Clark, that was some crazy shit. Nah, I'm not ready. I'll come back for this." Clark said Biggie returned 2 months later and laid the rhymes that now have been immortalized. To his credit, Puffy ultimately allowed Big to appear on the track, but said no to Brooklyn's Finest being released as a single or for Big to appear in the video for risk of overexposure. The collaboration with Big led to Tupac dissing Jay-Z in a few tracks, but Jay's response was never released because Tupac had been killed in Las Vegas. Clark says it never was released out of respect for the fact that Pac died. Jay did a record going at Pac, but just as it was about to come out, Son died. We performed it though. We performed it once. You have to understand the chip on Jay's shoulder is so crazy, it's just like he had to perform it. All right. Is that Jay-Z diss song on the interwebs anywhere? Like, can we hear it? Okay, Brooklyn's Finest.
Okay, I'm reloaded. You motherfuckers think you big time? Fucking with Jay-Z, you gonna die big time. Here come the pain.
Jigger, bigger, nigga, how you figure?
Yeah, hey yo, peep the style and the way the cops sweat us. The number one question is, can the feds get us? I got vendettas and dice games against ass betters and niggas who pump wheels and drive jettas. Take that with ya.
Hit ya, back split ya. Fuck fist fights and lame scuffles. Pillowcase to your face, make the shell muffle. Shoot your daughter in the calf muscle. Fuck a tussle, nickel plated. Sprinkle coke on the floor, make it drug related. Most hated.
Can't fade it. While y'all punk Willie, I run up and stunt silly. Scared so you sent your little mans to come kill me. But on the contrary, I packs the Mac Millie, squeezed off on him, left the paramedics breathing soft on him. What's your name?
Who shot your mouth ties like Sinatra? Peruvians tried to do me in. I ain't paid them yet. Trying to push 700s, they ain't made them yet. Rolex and bracelets is frostbit. Rings too, niggas riding away, call me igloo stick.
Biggie Smalls, nigga, shit you draw. Where you from? Brooklyn, going out for all. Marcy, you don't stop. Best style, you won't stop. Nigga,
What? Jay-Z, Big Smalls, nigga, shit your drawers. Brooklyn, represent y'all, hit your fours. You crazy? Think a little bit of rhymes can play me? I'm from Marcy, I'm varsity chump, you JV. Jay-Z,
Nigga, baby, my bed-style flows malicious, delicious. Fuck 3 wishes, made my road to riches. From 62's gym stars, my mom's dishes. Gram chopping, police van docking, D's at my doors knocking.
yeah, no more mister. Nice guy, twist your shit. The fuck back with the pistols, blazing, hot like Cajun. Hotter than even holding work at the day's end. With New York plates outside, get up out of there. Fuck your ride.
Keep your hands high, shit gets steeper. Here comes the Grim Reaper, Frank White. Need the keys to your innkeeper.
That's right.
Chill, homie. The bitch in the Shoney's told me you're holding more drugs than the pharmacy. You ain't harming me, so pardon me. Pass the safe before I blaze the place and hit 6 shots just in case.
Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls, nigga, shit you draw. Where you from? Brooklyn, going out to all. Crown Heights, you don't stop. Brownsville, you won't stop. Nigga, Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls, nigga, shit you draw. Where we from? Brooklyn, going out to all. Bushwick, you don't stop. Fort Greene, you won't stop. Niggas,
Yeah. For 9-6, the only MC with a flu. Yeah, I rhyme sick. I be what you're trying to do. Made a fortune off Peru. Extradite, China white, hair on. Nigga, please, like short sleeves, I bear wrong. Stay out away from here on.
Clear.
Gone.
Me and Gunna had 2 spots. The 2 for $5 hits, the blue tops. Gotta go, Coolio, mean it's getting too hot. If they have twins, she probably have 2 pops. Get it?
Time to separate the pros from the cons, the platinum from the bronze, that butter soft shit from that leather on the fawns, a S1 diamond from my I-class dome, a Sean Dawn sipper from a rosé nigga, Brook non, sippin' on.
Cristal forever, play the crib when it's mink weather. The mafia keep cannons in they Mark Buchanans. Usually Quattro Cinco, the shell sink slow, tossing ya. Mad slugs through your Nautica, I'm warning ya.
Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls, nigga, shit you draw. Where you from? Brooklyn, going out to all. Flatbush, you don't stop. Red Hook, that's right. You won't stop. Nigga, Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls, nigga, shit you draw. Where you from? Brooklyn, going out to all. East New York, you don't stop. Clinton Hills, you won't stop. Nigga, Brooklyn in the house. Rockefeller, y'all. Junior Mafia. Super big flip. Brooklyn's finest, you be quietness. Representing BK to the fullest.
I enjoyed that. I'm not usually a fan of songs that have gunshots in them. I think it's unnecessary. There's plenty of MCs who don't go that route, that try and deter youth from getting into gangs. So I'm not down with gunshots in songs because I think it not encourages, but maybe glorifies it somehow. Like if Jay-Z and Big can do it, why can't I? I might be full of shit, but that's what I feel. The beat is what really sold this for me. That piano, it sounded like in a bar with a piano and a tip jar, and it's all smoky. That's what the piano sounded like to me. The song is braggadocio for two reasons. Both of them are bragging about how great Brooklyn is, and then there was braggadocio. Each of them doing braggadocio, and it seemed like there were a couple lines where they were actually, bragging about themselves to, their other MC. But I'm sure it was all in, fun. It wasn't, no one was angry or anything. I don't know why Jay-Z or how Jay-Z or Dame Dash, passed on wanting Big on this record. You think, Jay-Z's a fan, and, you hear Biggie wants to be on the song with you, you'd think Jay-Z would say, like, whatever it takes. But, Dame was like, I'm not giving Puffy any money. And then Puff eventually said, yeah, you can't release this as a single, because it definitely would have been, don't you think? I think it would have been. It's hard to judge the MCs, in my opinion, not just on their rapping, but on the amount of time it took them to write their verses. Supposedly Jay went in and did his in 5 minutes, and Big took 2 months. So I don't know if that's a determining factor on who did the best on this song. But they both did, great rapping, good flows, similar flows, and they sounded good together. But yeah, it was a winner for me. It's going in my car. I'm not gonna like the gunshots, but just at the beginning. Well, thanks for hanging with me, guys. If you guys like this kind of content, give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.